I tore some stuff out of the freshwater system. Unfortunately, I can't show any of this because I tore it all out and got rid of it. But I had situations where there was a 1/2-inch hose, and then halfway along the run, there was a reducer, or it went from 1/2 inch to 5/8, and then it went the rest of the way over where there was a fitting that connected to another fitting that connected, this kind of hacky stuff. So also, some of the stuff was looking really old and ratty, so I ripped a bunch of it out, and now it's time to get it all back together so I can have water in the faucets again. So this is going to be my replacement manifold, all new parts, water tank under each city, so I have 2 water tanks, one on each side. So one water tank will come in through this valve, the other water tank will come in through this valve, and this will go out to the pump. So it's time to get this plumbed in. That is going to go right there. That line is being removed because it is nasty. I bought some new hose. So that's all where it goes approximately. All the plumbing is hooked up. If nothing leaks, that is permanent, and then I just have to mount it to that board, but I'm not going to mount it until I've pressurized it and I know that nothing leaks, because if I mount it and then something leaks, I'm just going to be unmounting it. That is not the kind of hose clamp that you should be using on a sailboat. Definitely not in saltwater, but probably not in freshwater either. If you don't know the trick, this one isn't either. It's in better shape, but it's just as bad. I have little magnets on my glasses to hold the sunglasses on. Good stainless is not magnetic, and it's interesting that they'll make you notice that the band is made out of the good stainless, but the screw is made out of the cheap stainless. Let's see what happens if I just turn on the pressure pump. The bad news is I've got a leak. The positive is I don't see any evidence of leaks on this. I've got to look at this again and figure out why it's leaking. It's essentially all bad news. Attempting to tighten this didn't help, and what it did do is it started to twist this metal tubing. I really need to take this fitting apart and go buy a replacement. When I talk about things taking longer than expected and the unexpected kind of problems, this is exactly the kind of thing that happens frequently and is very frustrating. I had no reason to expect that fitting to have problems. It worked fine, a year and a half ago when it was in there and it was used, but in the process of taking it apart and putting it back together, it's got to be on me. I damaged it. I'm going to take it apart, and take a good look at it before I make a final decision, but I have no reason to expect that that's salvageable. This is the faucet, and you can see the crack right there because in the process of getting this in it, and you can also see how this is bent badly here, which I don't know if that was leaking, but I was also having trouble getting the threads tightened enough, so it was probably leaking in multiple places. This is why this is so frustrating. As far as I can tell, this is very similar, if not the exact same faucet, and it retails for $255. It's on sale for $145. Be careful when you take stuff apart. Don't go into a project thinking you've paid for everything. There's always something. This hole is just slightly smaller than what I need for the new faucet. That went a lot faster and with a lot less trouble than I expected. I don't see any leaks. I don't see any leaks in here. A bit of air in the line. That is a project that I feel is complete. Now I know a lot of people aren't into watching people brush their teeth on the boat. This is a big deal because this is the first time I'm actually able to brush my teeth on the boat in over a year because the water works. What? Its whole purpose.